The king of a big kingdom died, leaving his queen to take care of their only daughter, who was very beautiful. The queen loved her daughter dearly and was very kind to her. There was also a good fairy who liked the princess and helped her mother watch over her. When the princess grew up, she was engaged to marry a prince who lived far away. As the wedding day approached, she prepared to travel to his kingdom. Her mother packed many valuable things for her, including jewels, gold, silver, and beautiful dresses. The queen also gave her a maid to accompany her on the journey. Each of them had a horse to ride, and the princess's horse, named Falada, was a gift from the fairy and could talk. Before they left, the fairy gave the princess a charm, a lock of her hair, and told her to keep it safe, as it might help her on the journey. With sadness, they bid farewell to the princess, who tucked the lock of hair into her dress and set off on her journey with her horse. One day, while riding by a stream, the princess started to feel very thirsty.
Pray, get down and fetch me some water to drink in my calling cup.
Drink if you will, but I shall not be a waiting maid.
Then the princess was so thirsty and got off her horse and laid down and held her head over the running stream and cried and said,
What will become of me?
The lock of hair answered,
Alas, alas, if thy mother knew it, sadly, sadly, would she rue it.
And as she leaned down to drink, the lock of hair fell from her bosom and floated away with the water. She didn't notice, but the maid saw it and was very glad, for she knew the charm and she saw that the poor bride would be in her power now that she had lost the hair. So when the bride had done drinking and would have got upon Falada again, the maid said,
I shall ride upon Falada and you may have my horse instead.
So she was forced to give up her horse and changed her clothes with the maid.at last. As they drew near the end of their journey, this treacherous servant threatened to kill her mistress if she ever told anyone what had happened. But Falada saw it all and marked it well. So the maid got on Falada and the bride got on the other horse until they arrived to the royal court. The prince joyfully welcomed their arrival, assuming the maid on horseback was his bride. While she was led upstairs, the true princess remained below. The old king, with nothing to do, watched from his kitchen window and noticed the princess in the courtyard. Impressed by her beauty and elegance, he inquired about her to the bride in the royal chamber.
I brought her with me for the sake of her company on the road. Pray, give the girl some work to do, so that she may not be idle.
The old king could not for some time think of any work for her to do, but at last he said,
I have a lad who takes care of my geese. She may go and help him.
The real bride was supposed to help watch the king's geese with a lad named Curdken. But the false bride said to the prince,
Dear husband, pray, do me one piece of kindness.
Yes, I will.
Then tell one of your slaughterers to cut off the head of the horse I rode upon, for it was very unruly and plagued me sadly on the road.
But in reality, the maid feared Falada might reveal her deception. Falada was obediently killed, much to the true princess's sorrow. She requested Falada's head be hung on a dark city gate she passed daily, hoping to see him occasionally. Early the next morning, as she and Curdken went out through the gate, she said sorrowfully,
Falada, Falada, thou hungest.
Bride, bride, there thou gangest. Alas, alas, if thy mother knew it, sadly, sadly, would she rue it.
Then they went out of the city and drove the geese on. And when she came to the meadow, she sat down upon a bank there, and let down her waving locks of hair, which were all of pure silver. And when Curdken saw it glitter in the sun, he ran up and would have pulled some of the locks out, but she cried,
Blow, breezes, blow! Let Curdken's hat go! Let him after it go! O'er hills, days, and rocks, away we twirl, till the silvery locks are all comb and curl.
Then there came a wind, so strong that it blew off Curdken's hat, and he ran after it. By the time he came back, she had done combing and curling her hair. Then he was very angry and sulky, and would not speak to her at all, but they watched the geese until it grew dark in the evening, and then drove them homewards. When they returned home in the evening, Curdken went to the old king, and told him that he couldn't have the strange girl helping him with the geese anymore. The king asked why, and Curdken explained that instead of being helpful, she just teased him all day. He then recounted what had happened, mentioning how she talked to a horse's head on the wall when they passed through the dark gate in the morning with the geese. Curdken continued explaining to the king what happened on the meadow with the geese, including how his hat flew away, forcing him to chase after it and leave the geese alone. Despite this, the old king instructed Curdken to go out again the next day. In the morning, the king hid behind the dark gate and overheard the girl talking to Falada and heard his responses. Then he concealed himself in a bush by the meadow and observed how she tended to the geese and let down her shiny hair in the sunlight. And then he heard her say,
Blow, breezes, blow! Let Curdken's hat go! Let him after it go! O'er hills, days, and rocks, away we twirl, till the silvery locks are all comb and curl.
While she was combing her hair, a strong wind blew away Curdken's hat. Curdken ran after it, leaving the girl behind. The old king saw everything and went home without being noticed. When the girl returned, the king asked her why she didn't chase after the hat.
Then I must not tell you or any man, or I shall lose my life.
The king insisted, so she told him the whole story from beginning to end, word by word. The king was amazed by her beauty and ordered her to wear royal clothes. He then revealed to his son that the girl was the true bride, not the one he had chosen. The young king was happy to find his true bride and threw a big feast. The false bride sat next to him, but no one recognized the real bride, and she did not seem at all like the little goose girl, now that she had her brilliant dress on. After everyone had eaten and enjoyed themselves, the old king decided to tell a story. He recounted the tale of the princess as if he had heard it before, and then asked the real waiting maid what she thought should happen to someone who behaved so cruelly.
Nothing better than that you should be thrown into a cask stacked round with sharpness, and the 2 white horses shall be put to it, and shall drag it from the street till she was dead.
So art she, and as thou hast judged thyself, so shall it be done to thee.
The young king married his true wife, and they ruled the kingdom happily ever after. The good fairy visited them and brought the faithful Falada back to life.